So today, guys, I'm going to ask you to put your thinking caps on. There's not a single wrong answer in class today. Guaranteed. Alright? To start off the class, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to write down what you think the definition of home is. Alright, so on your first piece of paper on the desk, I want you to write what you think the definition of home is. Alright, about another 10 seconds. I see a lot of you finishing up. Alrighty, first, Audrey, what is home to you?
I just said a place to live.
A place to live. I like that. Corey, what's home to you?
Where you sleep and stay.
Where you sleep and stay. Keela, what do you think home is to you?
Place where you live at.
Place where you live at. Noah?
A place where you can be comfortable and live.
Ooh, I like that. A place where you can be comfortable and live. Hunter?
A safe place to live.
A safe place to live. So we got comfortable, safe. I think someone said fun. Alright. And all of them said a place to live. Alright. Now let's go to dictionary.com and see what they say home is. Alright. Home, according to them, is number one, a house, apartment, or other shelter that is usual residence of a person, family, or household. We covered that one. We said a place to live, a house, stuff like that. Number two, a place in which one's domestic affections are centered. Let's talk about this. When you say domestic affections, does anyone tell me what they think that means? Kind of big words. Lance? Nah. Got it halfway up. Skylar? Love. Nailed it. A place where one can feel loved, feel happy, feel accepted, feel wanted. Alright, so domestic affection. Alright, when you're older, you're going to get married. Maybe, hopefully. Alright, you'll love your wife, you'll love your husband, you'll love your kids. Now you have your brothers and sisters, your parents, you feel love with them. Alright? 3, an institution for the homeless, sick, or needy. So nursing home, where our choirs that said, being at the nursing home. That's another example of home. Number 4, a dwelling or retreat of an animal. So, again, doghouse. You got a cool iguana or something. Alright, 5, the place or region where someone is native or most common. So, I guess the home for me would be in Earl County, Maryland. For you guys, County, Virginia. That's another example of home. Now, when you think of home, I want you to start thinking it might not be an exact place. It can be, there's home. There's more definitions to home. It cannot not always be your house. We're going to focus on number 2, a place in one's domestic affections are centered. Love, where you will feel love. As we know, we discussed yesterday, I talked about we're going to listen to a song today. Philip Phillips' Home. During this song, I want you to think about what is another home to you. Alright? Could be anywhere. I'm going to tell you mine after the song. And I want you to think about what place you think we're talking about. Alright? It's about 3 minutes long. We're going to listen to it. I'm going to tell you mine. I'm going to give you the assignment again. I'm going to give you 15 to 20 minutes to write down a couple paragraphs. I remember, what do we have on today? Our thinking cap, so we're going to think hard about this one. Might not be the first thing that comes to your head. Alright? So we're going to listen to Philip Phillips' Home, and then we'll move on. Alright, so we just watched Philip Phillips' song, Home. Now, I'm going to talk about my home, away from home. As we know, I discussed I'm from Maryland. So that's my home when I think of home. Also, my home in Blacksburg would be my other home. But a home I symbolically have, and I always have with me, is Bluefield State. So I went to school, we discussed that. Bluefield State has changed me as a person. Before I went there, I was a suburban kid. Totally changed. I have different values, different things I enjoy to have fun with. I learned how to teach at Bluefield State, and I'll always be thankful for that. Alright, Bluefield State is my other home. Alright, the reasons why I would say it's my other home. Whenever I feel on that campus, I see someone that reminds me of my time there in previous years. Alright, I always feel wanted and accepted. I feel like there's a part of me on that campus. I put blood, sweat, and tears into that campus. Alright, that's why I feel like it's another home for me. So now the assignment. You're going to have 15 minutes, or 20, depending on how you guys are writing, to write down what is home to you besides your house, your family, something different. Alright, I want a couple paragraphs. I want you to really think about this. I want you to tell me why. So you're going to give me two or three paragraphs on that, and then underneath that, I want a paragraph of what you think Philip Phillips was talking about. What was that home? And now tell me why. Alright, so there should be about 3 paragraphs on your page. Alright, so again, we're going to go over it again. 1 to 2 on what you feel another home is for you and why, and then 1 on Philip Phillips, what he was talking about in the song, and why you think that. Alright, so we'll have 15 to 20 minutes. We'll come back together. We'll hear some people that want to give their examples, and then I'll tell you what I have found out Philip Phillips was talking about and why, and show you examples in the song. Good. Go.
Another place that I think of home is a farm that I live on. I have been there for a very long time. I have come to know and love the farm, and I feel that it is a part of me. I feel safe there, and the other people there are very nice, and I feel that I can rely on them. I have also come to know so many secret places on the farm. The farm is a place where I can feel safe and comfortable.
My home is with all animals. When I'm around them and I'm talking, they all seem to listen and understand me. I've always had a different but good connection with animals. That's why they make me feel at home. Some people may think animals are just pets and things that you spend money on, but to me they are my life. I get through every day thinking my true friends are at home. Animals make me happy when I'm sad. When I'm with animals, I'm at home.
Home to me is with my family. I feel comfortable with them. When I'm with them, I can let all my worries go. I can express my feelings, and I know they will listen. They always care for me and make me feel good.
Home to me is my old house on Martin Drive. That was what I didn't even know about Eastern. I lived there. I dreamed there. I got my first dog there. My whole life is there. I got hurt there. I cried there. I was happy there. I love and was loved there. Every bad memory is still a good memory. It was when I still got to see my dad. Even when I got in trouble, I loved it. I wished I could go there and see it just one more time. I even had my first trampoline there. That is home to me.
Another place that's home for me is Giles High School. Giles High is where I go to practice all my sports. I can go to the gym and practice basketball. I can also go out to the football field and the baseball field and practice. I always feel safe at Giles High. I feel safe at Giles because I feel like everyone knows me there. I love it there because I can play with all my friends. That's another home for me.
Home to me is waking up in the morning to chirping birds and the whistling of leaves in the wind. It's smelling the sweet aroma of flowers and the cool breeze on the back of my neck. It's playing my saxophone all day as long and loud as I want. It's running and jumping as fast and high as I can and going to sleep knowing that tomorrow I get to do it all again.
My home away from home is in Radford with my grandpa. I like being with my grandpa because he always takes me fishing, and when I'm at his house I feel safer than I feel anywhere.
My home away from home, the woods. It's crisp mornings and it's perfectly quiet splendor, but with the leaves crunching under the hooves of the deer. It's a place where you can think without anyone hearing. It's hard to explain, but it's so isolated. No cars, no gossip, and no telephones, just birds whistling their beautiful songs, or the screeches of squirrels and chipmunks. There might not be a roof over my head, but there's warmth, and that's all that matters in a home away from home.
So, we've now heard a few examples of what home is to us. Now I'm going to ask a few of you what you think Philip Phillips was talking about. Logan, what did you think Philip Phillips was talking about?
Bill Phillips' home, I think, was talking about you can make a home anywhere as long as you want to.
Great, a home anywhere as long as you want to. Abby, what did you think he was talking about?
I think Philip Phillips' home is his music. The devil will tell him you can't do it and you're awful, but God will steer him in the right direction, and that's how he got through and won American Idol.
Wow, I mean, it's a pretty interesting take on that. I like that. This is what I have researched and thought Philip Phillips' home was talking about. He was talking about school. School should be a home for every one of you. You guys should feel comforted at school. You should feel like you should have trust in people at school. You should feel loved at school. You should feel like you can play at school. At school, you're truly loved, I guarantee, by every one of your teachers. And you should feel that love. You should feel loved and cared and trustworthy in the teachers. How many of you feel that if you had a problem, you could go to your teacher and tell them and they'd fix it? I guarantee you, if you told any one of your 3 teachers or me that something was going on, it'd get fixed. If you went to Principal Kennedy and told him something was going on, it'd get fixed. You should feel that this is a home because you have brothers and sisters. You kind of have 61 brothers and sisters in 6th grade. That you should feel like a family. Most of you have all been together since kindergarten. Some of you have gone away and come back. Some of you have come in late, you're new additions. But you all have been together for at least a while. You're kind of like a little family, or your own little unit, alright? You kind of have parents that come and go each year. Your parents are your new teachers. You get them for a year, they pass you on to the next group. You learn a little bit more from each one of them. So whenever you think and you move on, and you're my age, and you think, oh, where are my homes? I always feel I had a home at Smyrna Park High School. Whenever I go back to my high school, I walk in there, I see my old hallway, I see my locker, B118, still remember it. Still even know my combination, 36, 18, 12. I still know my athletic locker, number 76, like my football number. I still remember putting in the locks on that athletic locker when we built our new field house. 1 second. When I walk onto that football field, I still remember running out there on Friday nights. When I walk onto my baseball field, I still remember winning state championships. You should always have a home in your school. You should feel like it's a little bit of piece of you's there, because I guarantee you put blood, sweat, and tears at that place. Every one of you have probably cried in Eastern Elementary or Middle. Every one of you have sweated in that gym. And a few of you, unfortunately, have blood on that playground or in that gym. Dodgeball, other things have happened this year. So I always want you to remember, when you leave this place in a year and a half, when you're at Giles High School, you always have a home to come back to at Eastern Elementary or Middle. Miss Sparks will be at that desk, and she'll welcome you back anytime. So will Mr. Muller or Miss Jewell, and so will Mr. Kennedy in that office. So if there's one thing that you guys can remember from my lovely 8 weeks here, is that you always have a home where you went to school, and you should never be afraid to go back to it.